So good morning. We have a quorum present for the November 10th, 2016 meeting of the Housing Trust Fund Corporation. Is there a motion to call to order the meeting of the members of the Housing Trust Fund Corporation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Aye. Second.
As items are presented to each board throughout today's meetings, these motions and seconds will be used unless specific items call for a different vote or unless any board member or director wishes to record his or her vote differently. The first item before the board is the approval of the minutes held on the meeting held on October 13th, 2016. Are there any questions?
No question.
There being no questions or comments, the minutes are deemed approved. Next is a resolution authorizing awards under the Supportive Housing Opportunity Program.
Are these are all deals that we already did at HFA, right?
I believe so.
Not all of them.
Some, well.
Moxie Rigby is the exception to that, what you just said.
Okay. Can we do all those as one?
2, 4, 5,
Yeah.
22, 23, and 24.
Two.
All were just approved by HFA.
23 and 24, right?
22, 23, 24.
Yeah. So can we just do all those? As big?
Yep. Let's see. I'm just looking for
You're right, Moxie, we didn't do.
22, because some of the numbering got,
Right.
we ended up adding some additional deals, so my numbering is different.
Oh, I'm sorry. West Middle School, Upper Falls, and Crossroads. My 22, 23, 24.
West Middle School, oh, here. And the second one's Upper Falls?
Yes.
All right, so we will bring before
And
the.
Crossroads. Did you get Crossroads?
Yeah, oh, here we go. Additional 26. All right, so we will bring before the board, motion to approve, the Heritage Gardens project, an award under Homes for Working Families Program for Heron Trail 1 Apartments, and resolution authorizing an award under the Supportive Housing Opportunity Program for Temple Hills 2 and Bella Vista Apartments, a resolution authorizing an award under the Homes for Working Family Program for Crossroads at Baldwin Place, and a resolution under, I believe it's also the Homes for Working Family Program for West Middle School and Crossroads. Crossroads. These projects were all discussed earlier today at the HFA board meeting. Does the board have any questions with regard to these projects? Assuming the first and seconds previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The
Jason,
motion.
you stayed up all night preparing for that.
Big drum
This is
roll.
my moment to shine, and you took it away from me.
You can stay in
Thanks
a
for
little
your
soft
hard
shoe.
work,
Or
Thank you. Thanks, Jason.
the motions are carried and the resolutions are adopted. Next before the board is a resolution authorizing an award under Homes for Working Families for Moxie A. Rigby Apartments. Mr. Rowley.
Hi, this project's seeking $500,000 of Homes for Working Families. This is another example of a project we did like Heritage Gardens a couple months ago to advance the subordinate funding first before it comes back to HFA so that the project can then apply for resources that would make the transaction more efficient and beneficial to the agency seeking project-based vouchers. So this is a 101 unit building in Freeport in partnership with Georgica Green and the Freeport Housing Authority. It's a replacement for an existing public housing project. And we're seeking 500,000 homes for working families. You can expect to see this project again at HFA in the coming months. Everybody's going to
It's like a trailer.
market.
Are there any questions?
As long as we put a deadline on the use of money, that we would capture it if it's not spent within a certain period of time.
Yeah, our award letter will have a expiration date.
Okay.
Assuming the first and seconds previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motions are carried and the motion is carried and the resolution passed. I think for everyone keeping score at home, we move to a resolution authorizing an award under the Urban Initiative Program for Ethel T. Chamberlain houses.
Cue
Sean.
the videotape.
Good morning. The Office of Finance and Development requests that the Housing Trust Fund Corporation authorize a UI award of up to $21,789 for the substantial rehab of a historic four-story former apartment building, 16 units of permanent supportive housing in the city of Syracuse. Ethel T. Chamberlain House was originally awarded home and Medicaid redesign team funding as part of the Unified Funding Awards that were made in May of this year. However, as a result of recapture of fiscal year 2008-9 urban initiatives funds from a previously awarded project, the Office of Finance and Development would now like to redeploy these funds to this eligible UI project. Our goal here really is to take these recaptured funds and put them back to productive use as quickly as possible. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them at this time.
No questions.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. Next is a resolution authorizing an award under the Community Development Block Grant Program for Economic Development to the Village of Middleburg. Chris Leo.
Good morning, Commissioner, members of the board. This is Jason Purvis. I'm representing Chris Leo from the Office of Community Renewal.
Chapters. Communities.
The Village of Middleburg has requested $375,000 in New York State CDBG economic development funds to assist the Middleburg Valley Market in opening a new grocery store. The grocery store is part of a larger commercial and residential revitalization project that will serve the residents of Middleburg and the surrounding villages and towns. The village was left without a grocery store after the flooding of Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Lee, and it never reopened. The opportunity to purchase and demolish the blight left by the flooding and create something new in its place arose after a lot of collaborative work by the village and the community. There's a local developer that has committed to building the new grocery store, 2 commercial spaces, and 64 low to moderate income condominiums. The need for the grocery store was depicted in the most recent Village Comprehensive Plan and in the New York Rising Revitalization Plan. Noted this project is only for the economic development piece, the grocery store part with the jobs. The proposed total project cost of $3.6 million will create 25 full-time equivalent jobs over the 2 years, with 19 or 76% to benefit low to moderate income persons. CDBG funds will be used to purchase furniture, fixtures, and equipment, and the cost per job is $15,000. Each dollar in CDBG funds provided will leverage $8.74 in private investment. We're requesting a recommendation resolution to provide CDBG economic development funds to the Village of Middleburg, and I'd answer any questions if you had.
No questions. Sounds like a great project.
Yeah. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. Next is a resolution adopting award under the Community Development Block Grant Program for Economic Development to the Village of Catskill. Mr. Leo.
The Village's Catskill has requested $322,000 in CDBG economic development funds to assist the Crossroads Brewing Company in expanding operations by opening a second larger facility in Greene County. Crossroads Brewery has been operating successfully since 2011 when they opened the first location in Athens, and has since expanded operations to complete a full kitchen in its location and currently employs 23 employees. The brewery has been at maximum capacity since opening and not only provides craft beer to the local locations, but sells as a wholesale distributor to about 40 other bars and restaurants spanning from New York City to Albany. The new facility will allow Crossroads Brewery to expand their distribution efforts in addition to creating a facility that will become a destination hotspot. The warehouse location will give Crossroads Brewery the ability to utilize not only warehouse space, but also the additional space to create a tap room where they plan to sell pints, growlers, and souvenir merchandise. They will offer tours and believe it will help to continue the revitalization that the village has seen in recent years. The proposed total project cost is $821,000 and will create 22 full-time jobs with 13 or 59% to benefit low to moderate income persons. The use of CDBG funds will go towards equipment to outfit the new manufacturing distribution facility and working capital needs. The cost per job is $14,636 with leverage of $1.55 in private investment for each dollar. Requesting recommendation and a resolution to provide CDBG funds to the Village of Catskill to assist Crossroads Brewing Company.
Are there any
Willing to take any
questions?
questions?
A question.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all signify in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is passed and the resolution is adopted. Next is the resolution authorizing an award under the New York Main Street Technical Assistance Program to the Northeast Community Council. Mr. Leo.
I'm ready to prepare the New York Main Street. There is also another CDBG for Celeron, number 8 on the agenda.
Oh, I apologize. I overlooked that. So it's a resolution authorizing an award under the Community Development Block Grant, the economic development to the Village of Celeron. Sorry. Celeron.
The Village of Celeron has requested $750,000 in New York State Economic Development funds to assist the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel in expanding operations in New York by opening a destination hotel on the desirable waterfront property of Chautauqua Lake. Chautauqua Harbor Hotel's members are comprised of 2 experienced hotel developers who have jointly developed 3 similar waterfront hotels, 2 of which are located in New York State. Their extensive expertise will provide the hotel with the support needed in order to operate independently and to generate the substantial benefit proposed for the Village and Chautauqua region. The hotel is strategically located within close proximity to local attractions, including the Lucille Ball Memorial Park, and is expected to attract visitors from major metropolitan areas such as Buffalo, Erie, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. The location makes this project both unique and desirable for many purposes, and they're hoping to increase their long-term stays at the hotel and in the region to increase revenue, local retail sales, and create jobs. The total project cost is just over $26.5 million and will create 81 full-time jobs with 68 or 84% to benefit low to moderate income persons. The CDBG funds will be used for furniture, fixture, and equipment, and the cost per job is $9,259. Each dollar in CDBG funds will leverage $34.35 in private investment. We're requesting recommendation and resolution to provide CDBG economic development funds to the Village of Celeron to assist Chautauqua Harbor Hotel.
No
Any
questions.
questions? Okay, then assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. I actually only have one question.
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm Jason Purvis. I'm
Hi,
Program
Jason.
Director of the Economic Development Program, and I'm
Okay.
representing Chris Leo today.
We
Thank
can
you
vouch
so
for him.
much.
Jason, it's my fault. I apologize. The video isn't very good, and my notes said Chris was going to be here, so it's my fault. I apologize.
No problem.
All right. So, so assuming the first and second
Yeah.
previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. And next, just because we're throwing you off today, Jason, we'll go back to the Main Street Award, a techno assistance program to the Northeast Community Council.
Thank you. A little background on the following 3 agenda items. The Main Street Technical Assistance Program was developed in 2013 to reinvest recaptured Main Street program funds in projects that increase capacity and readiness for Main Street renovation grants. In early 2016, the technical assistance part of the program was transitioned to an open round to allow applicants to be better prepared for the annual CFA process. The Northeast Community Council has requested $18,500 in New York Main Street TA funds to complete architectural feasibility studies of 2 sites in downtown Millerton, New York. The studies will assist in site selection and prepare the organization for a future renovation project. The later renovation project will enable the organization to expand its not-for-profit human services offerings within a downtown walkable area. The estimated total project cost will be $20,000 with $1,500 from the Northeast Community Council general funds. We're requesting a recommendation resolution to award $18,500 in New York Main Street technical assistance to the Northeast Community Council. I would answer any questions.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. Next is a resolution authorizing an award under the New York Main Street Technical Assistance Program to Oswego Rural Housing Assistance. Jason?
Thank you. Otsego Rural Housing Assistance has requested $19,000 in New York State Main Street Technical Assistance funds to complete pre-development work related to the Cherry Valley School conversion project. The grant funds will be used to prepare a financial plan and construction drawings for the conversion of a former school into senior rental apartments. The estimated total project cost will be $20,200, with $1,200 provided by Otsego Rural Housing Assistance. We're requesting a recommendation and a resolution to award $19,000 in New York Main Street Technical Assistance funds to Otsego Rural Housing Assistance.
Okay.
Any
Are there any
questions?
questions?
No questions.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. Bless you. Next is a resolution, bless you,
you.
authorizing an award under the New York Main Street Technical Assistance Program to the City of Geneva.
The City of Geneva is requesting $20,000 in Main Street Technical Assistance funds to complete a feasibility study for the historic Dove Block located in downtown Geneva. The study will prepare the building owner for the future renovations, including retail and upper story residential units. The estimated total project cost will be $23,000, with $3,000 coming from the building owner. We're requesting a recommendation resolution to award $20,000 in New York Main Street Technical Assistance funds to the City of Geneva.
Are there any questions?
No questions.
Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution passed. The HFTC Board has permission to exercise the functions of the Audit Committee. Is there a motion to call the Audit Committee meeting to order?
So moved.
A second.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm terribly sorry. Yes. I'm the only person sitting here. I think I just sort of assumed.
A resolution is, the next before the board is a resolution adopting the internal audit department charter for the Governor's Office of Storm Recovery. Hillary Gunther is participating by phone.
I'm actually.
Oh,
Oh.
so we don't need the phone call with. Turn that
Hello.
off.
How are you?
Hi, great.
Sorry, Hillary.
No, that's okay. It's my first board meeting.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
So-
how does this charter compare with other audit committees' charters?
So we went through a process in advance where legal worked with Gosser Legal and we compared it with the HFA Audit Committee charter, and they're essentially the same. I think the charter for Gosser recognizes the fact that the Gosser Executive Director has kind of day-to-day supervisory oversight over the internal auditor, Gosser, for purposes of compliance with personnel policies, the agency policy. So it's, I think that, and Hillary can speak to this better, I think that's the point at which it kind of differs from the HFA Audit Committee charter, but they're essentially the same. Is that a?
Yes, yeah, I think HUD's intention in having the executive director oversee the internal audit department was just to promote efficiency, since the ED is so intimately familiar with the Sandy Grant CDBG. It ensures that the audit remains relevant, that it adheres to a reasonable timeline. They can prevent duplicative audits. We're a heavily audited entity on the federal and state level. So I think that was just the overall idea, just to help facilitate the audits, since efficiency is so important to HUD.
And just so the board knows, this was the topic of conversation between myself, Alex Valeja, Dan Green, and Hillary, and as well as you, Ting, who provides counsel to the HFTC board. So I think that I can represent to you that it's something we're all comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any questions other than that? So assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed.
Okay, thank you.
Next before the board is a resolution approving the SECRA documentation and classification for the environmental impact of Parkside Terrace, Blue Heron Trail, and Sunrise Acres 3. And I'll note for the board that an additional project, Ridge Road Independent Living 2015, was added and the materials circulated.
Good morning, everyone. This morning I have 4 projects to present to you for negative declarations. The first 3 we've classified as unlisted. 2 of those have been discussed earlier, the Blue Heron Trail and Parkside projects. The third is Ridge Road, which is new construction of 32 units in Lackawanna, Erie County. The fourth project I have for you is classified as type 1 due to the fact that the project occurs in an area that has no zoning. This is proposed new construction of 2 buildings with 18 units on the Aguasasne Reservation in Franklin County, New York. We found no adverse environmental impacts and have determined that a negative declaration is appropriate for this project. Therefore, I ask for you to classify these projects and issue negative declarations. I'm happy to answer any questions.
No question.
Okay, then we would propose to amend the resolution before the board to add the approval of the secret documentation of Ridge Road Independent Living 2015 and the classification of the project as unlisted with a negative declaration. So assuming the first and second previously entered, and the board's approval of the amended resolution, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution as amended is adopted. Next is a resolution authorizing the renewal of contracts for technical assistance services. And I'll just note that the board was given updated material with regard to this resolution. Jason.
Thank you. Authorization to extend the term of the technical assistance consultant contracts is before the members for approval pursuant to Section 2879 of the Public Authorities Law and the corporation's procurement and contract guidelines that require the members to approve contracts that exceed 1 year in duration or $100,000 in amount. In May 2012, HTFC issued a request for proposals for a variety of TA services to assist staff and potential not-for-profit applicants and awardees in developing and managing housing and community revitalization projects. HTFC received 11 responses to the RFP, with proposals being reviewed and scored by corporation staff. All bidders were deemed qualified to provide TA services in September. In September 2012, the members approved the issuance of TA services contracts to 11 firms for that 1 year. The RFP permitted a contract for up to 5-year term that included 4 optional 1-year renewals, each subject to board approval. Rates for the second and third years of the contract reflect the same hourly rate indicated in the initial contract, while rates for the 4th and 5th years of each contract will include the consumer price index adjustment set forth in each contract. Pursuant to the RFP, each of the firms entered into a contract for an initial 1 term for the 2013 calendar year. Most recently, the members approved the renewal of the contract on November 12, 2015 for a 4th-year term. The renewal of contracts for TA services for a 5th-year term is being presented to the members for approval. Just like to point out that HCR has utilized these consultants to assist FEHO in their efforts of fair and equitable housing, to perform some forensic accounting to help nonprofits get their accounting management in order, and has conducted numerous lead-based paint seminars throughout the state, and also helping provide documentation for new federal rule and policies. Amendments to extend the term of the TA contracts with the 11 firms is being submitted to members as required by applicable law. In consideration of the recommendations of staff, it is requested that the members adopt the attached resolution approving the authorization for the trust fund to amend the term of the TA contracts with each of the 11 firms for a 1-year term that will commence on January 1st and terminate on December 31st, 2017. Any questions?
No question.
Being no questions, assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution's passed. I see we lost Sean for a moment. The next item is for him, so I will read through the items requiring, oh, he's back. So the next item is a resolution authorizing contracts for Davis Bacon Services. Mr. Fitzgerald, that I could see.
Good morning. Thank you. Before you is a resolution authorizing extension of the term and not to exceed amount on contracts with firms on the corporation's pre-qualified panel for Davis Bacon prevailing wage monitoring services. At this time, F&D is requesting to extend the term of the contracts to a 5-year period and increase the up to amount to an aggregate of $1,120,000 for total expenditures among all firms on the panel for a 5-year period. We intend to use this authorization to continue working with EMG, also known as Clampett. This is a firm that has provided Davis Bacon monitoring services for the past 2 years and has performed satisfactorily. On October 14, 2016, HTFC issued a request for bids to 11 firms on the HTFC pre-qualified panel seeking competitive bids for the monitoring services. Clampett Industries, doing business as EMG, was the most competitive, responsive bidder, and we plan to move forward with that expeditiously. If there are any questions, be happy to take them at this time.
We called off the phone because Hillary was here, so we don't need the phone. Okay, then we're gonna need to add, Cassie Ward. All right, we ended it because Hillary was here, so we'll call back in, I guess. Yeah, I didn't think there was
We're done
another.
with her item, aren't
I thought we are.
Yeah. We don't need Cassie. Cassie was part. She was part of the other thing. We don't need her anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll call her and let her know.
Yeah.
Okay. The remaining items are informational items. I'm sorry, just back to the Davis Bacon. Assuming the first and second previously entered, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried and the resolution is passed. The remaining items are informational items and no board action is required. First, there's a review of the status of multifamily projects. Mr. Fitzgerald.
How we doing, Sean?
We are, I think, on track for most of the projects. There have been challenges with some of the US 2015 projects that were awarded earlier this year. There have been discussions of various ways to provide assistance and incentives to the sponsors of those projects to move them forward as quickly as possible. And if there are any specific projects folks would have any interest in, I can speak to them directly.
Well, are we going to do offline? Are we going to do another? We did our pipeline reviews or whatever.
Then we have one coming up.
We may have one coming up very soon. I don't know.
We have one coming up next week, I believe.
Okay. Well, we can reserve it until then. That's what we've done at those meetings.
Okay.
So the additional items are a review of authorized contracts under the Governor's Office of Storm Recovery. I wonder if that's what Cassie was concerned about. Review of updates to the certifications, provision controls, processes, and procedures of the Governor's Office on Storm Recovery. Review of the SICRA Concord submarines. Review of the SICRA Type 2 projects. Review approval of the awards of Norwood Terrace. On October 26, 2016, the members passed a resolution authorizing an award of up to $4 million in Homes for Working Family Program funds, which will be combined with $2,949,529.93 in Medicaid redesign team fund previously awarded for Norwood Terrace. The resolution authorizes the HWF program funds to be replaced with the MRT funds once the MRT funds are available and or that amount is up to $4,294,529.93 to be replaced with $4,294,529,93 in support of housing opportunity funds. If eligibility or waiver of eligibility for SHOP funds can be secured once SHOP funds are available. I think that was an update that the board needed on Norwood Terrace. If there are no remaining questions or comments, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting of both the board and the audit committee?
I'll move.
There's a second. Thank you. The meetings are adjourned.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, everybody.